Hey everyone, welcome to Teaching Pathshala. So I'm expecting that all of you are doing well in your life. So today's topic of discussion will be regarding the Shelford's law of tolerance, and this topic we have taken from the unit of ecology, and this topic we are preparing for our CSIR net preparation. So we are going to start this particular law of tolerance with the introductory portion. So this law was developed by the American zoologist, that is the Victor Ernst Shelford, in 1911, and it states that an organism's success is based on the complex set of conditions and that each organism has a certain minimum, maximum and optimum environmental factor or combination of factors that determine the success. So whatever the condition which we are going to see in our ecosystem, whether it is related with animals or whether it is related with bacteria or whether it is related with the humans, okay, all those factors are divided in the category of minimum, maximum and optimum, and depending upon these three categories, that is the minimum range, maximum range and optimum range, the success of individual's life will be decided. So that is what mentioned in the second line. According to the law of tolerance, populations have optimum survival condition within critical minimum and maximum thresholds. So that means the initial point or the initiation point will be the minimum and the highest point or the ending point should be maximum, but somehow in between minimum and maximum there will be a point or a region which will be known as a optimum. If I am not wrong, many of you are already familiar with the minimum, maximum and optimum range. Especially when we study microbiology, we used to see some kind of temperature dependency on organism. That is a particular microorganism, it used to have a minimum temperature range, maximum temperature range as well as the optimum temperature range. So that is it used to indicate that an organism used to function in its best way mainly at a optimum range, not on the minimum range and not on the maximum range, but on the optimum range. So that same concept it is going to applied with this Shelford's law of tolerance also, that is an organism used to perform best at its optimum range or optimum zone as compared to the minimum and maximum range. In the third line it has been mentioned, as a population is exposed to extremes of particular limiting factor, the rate of survival begins to drop. Extreme means what? That is any kind of a unfavorable condition. So if we expose population to some kind of unfavorable condition, obviously that will lead to the decrease in the population density, because the unfavorable condition, it is not going to enhance the population growth. In the red portion it has been mentioned, that is the distribution of species in response to limiting factor can be represented as a bell-shaped curve with three distinct regions. First region is the optimum zone, second is the zone of stress, and third is the zone of intolerance. So if we are going to make a picture representation or graphical representation of these three zones, that is the optimum zone, zone of stress and zone of intolerance, at that time we are going to get a bell-shaped curve. Okay, so what is this optimum zone? That is a central portion of curve which has condition that favor maximal reproduction success and survivability. So this optimum zone you are going to get in the middle of the bell-shaped curve, and this is going to favor the maximum reproduction as well as it is going to provide the maximum survival possibility. Okay, so maximum growth, maximum survival probability as well as the most active reproductive success, or you can say that the most efficient reproductive success, you are going to get that in a optimum zone or optimum region. The second zone is the zone of stress, that means the region flanking the optimum zone where organisms can survive but with reduced reproductive success. So the zone of stress you are going to get in a flanking portion, that means in the middle portion there will be a presence of optimum zone, and on the both the side, that is left and right side of the optimum zone, there will be a presence of zone of stress. Okay, and this zone of stress, it is going to indicate that although organism is surviving in this zone but with low surviving possibility as well as with reduced reproductive success, because it is not the optimum range. Okay, it is just indicating the minimum range, not the optimum range. and also there will be a creation of certain kind of stress. So that is why the name it has been given, that is the zone of stress. And obviously in a stress condition, none of the organism they can grow in a normal way. So that is why there will be a reduce in their reproductive success. The third type of zone is the zone of intolerance, which is indicating that is the outermost region in which organism cannot survive. It means it is going to represent the extremes of limiting factor. So simply we can say that the extreme value, it is going to represent the zone of intolerance in which there will be a no survival possibility of organism. Okay, so that is why it is a zone of intolerance. Now let's understand this three zone with the help of a bell-shaped curve. It has been mentioned in the paragraph that is according to the Shelford's law of tolerance, there are upper and lower threshold value on the gradient beyond which this species cannot survive. So the tolerance range differ from one species to another. So this value, that is the minimum, maximum, optimum, we can set this value for anything. It may be a temperature, it may be a pH, even it may be a niche utilization. Okay, so parameter can vary, but obviously the concept will be same, that is the concept of optimum, minimum and maximum. So from this bell-shaped graph or curve, you can see that in the middle portion, which is indicating the optimum tolerance range, it is going to have a maximum fitness as well as the maximum growth. But after that, that is the two flanking region of this optimum tolerance range, there is a presence of few organisms. So that is indicating a zone of stress. And after that, you can see a labeling, that is the organisms are absent. So that are indicating that is this zone is mainly going to represent the zone of intolerance, where maximum growth are inhibited or it is not permitted, because it is an extreme range where the survival or the reproductive success is not possible. So an organism, it is going to perform best in its optimum range if we compare that with the zone of stress or the zone of intolerance, because the factors which are responsible for a good life, good reproductive success, all are present in its optimum range. So that is why it is known as an optimum tolerance range. So in this way, the Shelford's law of tolerance, it is going to indicate the three zone, that is mainly the minimum, optimum and maximum. And in optimum range, an organism used to perform its best, mainly in the form of a reproductive success as well as growth. So this minimum and maximum value, it will going to help us to fix us the limit, that is the minimum limit and maximum limit. But obviously the best growth as well as the best performance, we are going to observe that in a optimum range, not in the minimum, not even in the maximum.